before. I can't take it anymore. Watching Smackdown live on Tuesdays, Brian always fades out during TNA.
Hey! I let that play for a while today.
I noticed.
It's going to be a very exciting day. This could be a historic day here on this show, Filthy. We got a very, very busy day. We got Smackdown to talk about, reviewing a goddamn terrible movie, Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star. We got the chopping block. And at the end of the show, I'm going to play the video from Kirby the Voice. I swear to God, I have not watched this video yet. I have not even gone near the play button. I'm saving it for here on the air because it's more fun that way. For those of you unaware, I have offered to come out of retirement and team with Filthy, and I had one condition from day one. I thought it was so simple. It has to be the greatest tag team of all time. And the folks at Black Label Pro, including Kirby the Voice. What is Kirby the Voice, Tom?
I think he's an anthropomorphic ball of lard.
That's horrible. But I mean, is he like the commissioner? Is he the matchmaker? What
I don't know.
officially
The guy
is it?
won't even grant me a rematch for my title.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Dignify this guy.
We'll get to that later. But anyway, he came up with a bunch of ideas. And granted, you know, a lot of good teams out there. Some great teams. But I thought I made it abundantly clear it has to be the greatest team of all time. After like the fourth or fifth team, I tried to make it so easy for this numbskull. Has to be in the argument for greatest of all time. Has to be in the Observer Hall of Fame. Like, this ain't hard. So he's got one more chance. And I'm not even talking three teams. He's got one more team to offer. And you and I, Tom, we're either all in or we're all out. We're going to find out today here on the show. I'm very excited. Very excited to see what Kirby has come up with.
Cool.
But let's temper our excitement first and talk about Smackdown and Bucky Larson. Which would you like to start with, Tom? Smackdown, since we always do?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
So we have SmackDown Live, May 15th, 2018, from the London O2 Arena.
Yeah.
Hey, it's my 35th birthday yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tom.
Spent it watching SmackDown and Bucky Larson.
Dude, this was not my idea.
So we open with the news that ahead of their upcoming match, AJ Styles and Nakamura will have another match where the winner gets to pick the stipulation. This, of course, following their recent series of matches, including various different stipulations.
You know, I don't want to waste everyone's time, but this is the worst booked feud in years and years and years. I mean, is Shane McMahon still in charge of SmackDown?
Well, this week he made the match for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, but didn't he walk away? I could have sworn there was a storyline where he walked away, right? Remember he walked away before WrestleMania? What's he making matches for? Did he come back? Is this WCW?
I don't know.
Anyway, why Paige can't just announce that it's a street fight or a last man standing? Now you're putting in the hands of these two guys in a match where we actually, for once, we fucking had a clean finish, but it wasn't for the title.
God.
His storyline sucks.
So we open then with Daniel Bryan going to the ring. The action at the O2 Arena opens. Daniel Bryan going to the ring to be interviewed by Renee. The crowd going absolutely nuts for this bloke. Renee can barely get a word in, to the point Daniel just takes he had his own mic, but he just takes over the interview. This brings out Big Cass.
Before you get to that, I got to mention one thing about Renee. I don't know what happened, but I know that at some point on last night's show, she got yelled at by Kevin Dunn. And I don't know if it was in this segment or not, but I do know that as this segment got going, she got this look on her face that was not like a really happy look, so it could have been here. I don't actually know everything that happened, but something happened last night with her. But yeah, she was trying to talk and the crowd kept chanting. And I don't know if she didn't know whether to let them chant or try to stop them from chanting. So she kind of just did neither. And then, yes, Brian snatched it away from her.
I think it was when she made a Elvis joke later on in the AJ promo.
No, it could have been. But that was funny.
Talking about, well...
I mean, by their standards.
Yeah. So which
by Bucky Larson standards, it was hilarious.
Oh, my God. So this brings out Big Cass, who cuts a promo that's big ass and heatless before trying to attack
Fucking
Daniel
terrible.
Bryan. First of all, this guy, he's 7 feet tall.
And
I can't remember that.
That's literally all he's got going for him.
Right. He goes and he tries to attack Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan whips his ass from pillar to post, just beats the snot out of this turd, locks in a heel hook. Big Cass is tapping out. The referees have to break up the melee. What the hell?
Well, there was a story where...
that's right.
When he
Big
beat up the
Cass
little person after they told him not to.
That's right.
That's the only thing I could figure, because when I watched this, it was like...
And then Samoa Joe's promo later on.
Yeah. I was like, when is the last time that like a babyface totally got the heat on a heel? Like, I can't even remember. This was so bizarre that I figured that had to have been why. Right? Anyway,
Gotta be.
His promo sucked. He just stumbled through his promo. He's become a complete try-hard. Like, his first
Can we
few
get
promos
Baron
were
Corbin
okay.
back? Can we get Corbin back on SmackDown?
I don't know. It was total go-away heat. Brian beat his ass. It was awesome.
Who's
great.
better? Who would you rather watch? I'd rather watch Corbin.
Well, I would
no doubt.
too, but like that's like saying, would I rather watch Battlefield Earth or Bucky Larson? Like, they both fucking suck.
We'll get to that later. We can't avoid this Bucky Larson. We just keep going back to it.
I know.
You haven't been able to get it out of your head.
No, but people may be surprised by what I say about it, so let's just keep going.
Oh, God. So, New Day versus The Bar. This match, of course, a winner puts a member into Money in the Bank. We've already seen Xavier's, so perhaps it'll be him.
I was waiting for that joke. I was fixing for a Bucky Larson joke, but you beat me to it with that one.
So Miz ringside on commentary, as he is a member of the Money in the Bank match upcoming and a former Money in the Bank winner. The New Day in this match consisting of Big E and Xavier. Xavier, as they mentioned on commentary, has been doing a lot of the handiwork lately for the New Day. They're trying to legitimize him, I guess, more. So Cesaro held Xavier on a wheelbarrow during this match. Then
Wheelbarrow.
lifted him. Wheelbarrow, yeah. Then lifted and held him.
This is our worst running gag.
Before what?
The wheelbarrow. It's been going on 2 years now.
What are you talking about?
You say wheelbarrow. You say wheelbarrow. I correct you to wheelbarrow, and then you say, yes, wheelbarrow. 2 years now we've been doing this fucking thing. Don't even tell me you're not in on it.
I've never once noticed.
You're such a worker.
I think it's, when I was younger, I had an accent, a New England accent, and I think it's like the transition, I never cleaned up that word.
So wheelbarrow?
I don't think I say barrel.
You definitely said barrel.
I don't think I go
I'm
wheelbarrow.
positive. Yes, I'm
I think it's like wheelbarrow.
What did you write on your notes?
Wheelbarrow.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I'll take a picture.
Okay. I don't need a picture. I trust you.
Okay.
Implicitly.
And, whatever. Cesaro held Xavier in the air in like 3 different positions. Some unbelievable strength. And then Sheamus came down and struck him. Woods hit a face buster from another wheelbarrow. Barrel? Then Sheamus hit a huge spear through the ropes on Sheamus. Wait. Big E hit the spear.
Oh,
through the
my
ropes
God.
On Sheamus.
You're big Cass right now.
Xavier landed a middle rope walking elbow on Cesaro and got the pin. And Miz said New Day's about to implode when they have to pick who's going to go into the match. I think it's going to be Woods.
Well, I don't think it... Well, I mean, I'm sure Woods is probably going to go into the ladder match, and then there's 2 other guys, and so they can go into the tag team ladder match if they ever announce that one. So that's what I think is happening right there. Sad that Big E has to shorten his career on a regular basis with that stupid dive, but it's not my career, so whatever. I'll tell you what I'm not doing if I come back, Tom. I don't give a shit who Kirby offers. I will not be doing that fucking dive and landing on my fucking head outside. I promise.
Will you throw pancakes?
No.
In the crowd? Okay. There was a not so great backstage segment where Paige made a triple threat qualifying match for Money in the Bank tonight between Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Becky Lynch, who was not there.
What are you talking about?
What?
That was like an hour later.
No.
Okay. Well, I
What did
saw
I
it an
miss?
hour later.
Well, what did I miss?
Well, there was a Bludgeon Brothers promo. Did you get that?
Oh, that sucked.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Well, then there is Paige on the phone and Sonya. Well, what am I
Well,
looking
what
at
the
here?
fuck are you talking about?
I was
then?
jumping forward to the match. Never mind. I was
Jesus.
confused. Yeah, this was... Okay, I've seen stuff that's bad, all right? This wasn't like
Paige's
bad.
outfit was good.
Paige is so hot right now. I'll get to that later. But anyway, the thing that drove me crazy is this is what happened. Sonya and Mandy show up. Paige says when Mandy beat Becky last week, it was not a qualifier, but they're both facing her in a qualifier tonight. They presume it's a handicap match. She says no, it's a three-way. How long did that take me to do that? What, 15 seconds?
Yeah.
They fucking bumbled on for like 3 fucking minutes. Everybody's acting so stupid and confused, and they finally spit out what it is. Not a fan of this one right here. But I was a big fan of Paige, as well as Mandy. Although I still find Liv Morgan to be much hotter.
What's the deal here? The rumor Sonya Deville's with Rollins' ex-girlfriend? Did I read that?
That's the rumor, but I don't talk about rumors till they're on the Today Show.
Okay. Oh, what a great interview by John Cena.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
You've seen the one with Nikki and Brie today.
oh, I will go watch it. So, Renee interviews AJ. I may miss something, like you said earlier, like that Bludgeon Brothers promo, because I thought it sucked. I refused to watch the Melibration, so you'll have to take that.
Really?
Yeah. Just,
You missed out, dude, but that's
It was
okay.
my birthday. It was my birthday. So Renee interviews AJ about what stipulation he will pick. He mentions a pole on a pole match, which I would love to see. And then Renee makes an Elvis joke. AJ says he's meeting Nakamura with the elbow to face later on tonight in the house that AJ Styles built. Usual, same promo.
Yeah, there was a weird beeping noise in the background. I don't know what that was. It was weird.
We had the SmackDown Live debut of Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega taking on Jake Constantino. And Almas won with a hammerlock DDT. Fine showcase.
It was just a nothing happening squash match with a random geek. And it ends, and Byron Saxton, who is paid, I don't know if he's at 6 figures for this job, but his comment is, he made it look easy. I'm like, no shit. He fucking faced a jobber on SmackDown, you idiot. That's what you got out of this? Lena's disgusted. Even she knows. She goes, I want better competition.
Yeah, she expected more. They're not here to take part. They're here to take over. She's awesome. He was great.
She is awesome, and I don't know how often you watch NXT, but man, this guy was DEAD dead in the fucking water.
I remember that.
She has turned his entire career. He may be in Mexico right now if it weren't for her.
Well, they turned that into the gimmick. That's the gimmick.
Yeah, great.
He was partying too much. He sucked. All the talent in the world. Now he can still party, but she's keeping him, in line. Good. So backstage, Rusev and Aiden English have a shrine set up for Rusev Day, and Rusev playfully chastises Aiden for not getting him a better room. Lana then entered and informed us that next week she
has a Money in the Bank qualifier against Billie Kay.
I tried to hold my breath and kill myself right there so that I do not have to watch that match next week.
It's just going to be a normal match.
Lana urges Aiden to sing. He obliges, and they all seem to be in unison.
Yeah, that won't last.
I hope it does. A stark contrast from last week. I mean, what benefit is there to taking him out of the act? None.
Well,
right?
None, but I think they're trying to make sure that Rusev remains a heel. They're going to get rid of the guy that helped make him a babyface with this Rusev Day singing.
All right.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Take the Melibration.
All right. So this was the Royal Melibration, Carmella celebrating, and you missed it. Here's the thing with Carmella. She sucks in the ring, but she is an excellent heel, and she's got a lot of charisma, and she was molten lava hot here tonight. Had these white jeans on, came out here, she's being annoying, she's cutting a promo how she's better than everybody on the roster, rattles off one name after another, better than Trish and Lita combined. Out comes Paige. Paige and Carmella physically are absolutely completely different. You got a skinny blonde, and you got a brunette with
Black
very large
hair.
breasts. I could not for the life of me figure out which one was hotter here. You have to watch this segment if you're a red-blooded male. I'm not being a pig. I'm just reviewing the segment.
Well, didn't Asuka come out?
Asuka then came out. Holy smokes, 3 of them in the ring. So anyway, Asuka...
Asuka's probably, well...
They're all in their own way.
I'm not into Asians, but...
So she's there to announce Carmella's defending she's defending the title at Money in the Bank against Asuka. Carmella's furious. I mean, it was not as bad as you would expect. They kept it quick.
It was 10 minutes long.
Yeah, could have been 30. Like in the old days. Yeah, it was fine.
I had to watch Bucky Larson, man. So Nakamura being interviewed by Renee. He feigns not being able to understand English at first and says it's a certainty he will win tonight and that AJ Styles will lose. Then we had the Mandy Rose versus Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville match.
Nakamura was awesome in that promo, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
I thought that their match later on, too, we'll skip a little bit ahead, was I don't know if I enjoyed it the most out of their matches.
I didn't. I thought the last one was better except for the finish, but this had the best finish because it actually had a finish.
So, like I said, the 3-way women's match, Money in the Bank qualifier. Mandy at one point hit an impressive double underhook sit-out face buster on Becky, but Sonya threw her awkwardly off. I don't know if she was trying to German suplex or what, and covered for 2. Mandy and Sonya hesitating a little bit during the match. You could tell they're green, but they're finding their way, and it led to a good finishing stretch where Mandy nailed a pump knee on Sonya by mistake. Kind of showed a little bit of concern, then goes for an O'Connor roll on Becky. Becky counters it and beautifully locks up the disarmer as she kicks out and wins by submission over Mandy Rose.
Man, maybe I was in a bad mood. I thought this match fucking sucked. There's just no heat. Everybody looked bad. Sonya used to have a fighter gimmick, but now they've shortened her skirt, so her ass is hanging out the whole time. Totally doesn't look like a fighter anymore. Did an electric chair dropkick spot that was just a fucking disaster. Like, I know people think I don't like Becky. I like Becky. So I want to say that before I do this critique here, because then everyone's going to get mad that I hate Becky.
Oh, hold on. Did you see the pictures of Becky's mom from the Harp
I have
ads?
not.
Oh.
All right.
Apparently she was like a Harp beer model.
Really?
Back in the day.
Wow.
Beautiful. Stunning.
Well, all I know is Becky's been doing this a long time. You got to remember, like, Becky retired for a few years because of injuries before she ended up coming back and going to WWE. She's got a lot of injuries during her career. She cannot run very fast. She cannot jump very high. They do a lot of camera tricks to try and hide it. But man, she's trying to jump off the middle rope for this drop kick on the electric chair, and like, she jumps down. Like, she doesn't actually go up at all. She goes straight down, lands on her ass. The other 2 fall down. One lands on her ass. The other lands on her head. It's just an absolute disaster. The finish is just everyone's everywhere. And then Becky puts on the disarmer where Mandy doesn't appear to know which way she's going at first. I thought this was horrible. And Becky's moving on.
I thought it was pretty funny when they go joining, well, Becky Lynch, which is a normal name, joins Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss. Like, I don't know.
What? They give them all second names.
I know, but shouldn't we be past this? Shouldn't somebody have like a normal fucking name?
You know, like Ember Moon? She's going to rise to the occasion.
Oh,
She's full of confidence. You're lucky you miss Raw.
a fire Samoa Joe promo where he badmouthed Big Cass, said it's his ambition that has designated Big Cass as his next target, and we will find out how big or small he truly is next week. And then there was an Iconics promo where they played word association that resulted in Billie Kay calling herself beautiful, a winner, a briefcase, a great accessory, and the championship future as being iconic. So
They were sufficiently irritating.
yes, both promos did their job. Then we had the main event. AJ Styles taking on Shinsuke Nakamura in a match in which the winner will choose a stipulation for a future title match. A heated feud here begins with some chain wrestling, of course, until AJ hits just an awesome dropkick. He was so high. And a beautiful, just as beautiful forearm over the top rope to the floor before Nakamura caught him with a knee strike as AJ was running on the apron. Nakamura maintains control for a while with some kicks, a modified dragon sleeper, until AJ catches him with a Pele kick as he was perched on the top rope. AJ then rattled off a ton of offense until Nakamura caught him with a kick and a sit-out Death Valley driver for 2. They fight over a suplex precariously on the apron until Nakamura nails a knee coming off the second buckle, drags him inside, covers for 2. Nakamura goes for the Kinshasa, but AJ rolls through for a Styles Clash. They continue to fight. Nakamura kicks him while AJ was coming off the ropes with a low forearm attempt. No count. But he then nails
Thank you, Granny.
I haven't heard that one in a while. Nails a Kinshasa to AJ, who is seated, but only gets a 2 count. AJ looks for the forearm, almost hits the ref. Nakamura fakes like he was low blowed, and as AJ pleads with the ref, Nakamura hits him in the back of the head, hits the reverse exploder, and then a Kinshasa to win the match.
Yeah. I liked the match. I mean, I thought the last match they had was better, but it's still very good. And oh man, where to begin? So I have no earthly idea why they didn't do this feud built around low blows. I mean, I had this feud booked from day one. They do a match, AJ wins. Shinsuke low blows him, and he turns heel afterwards. They go to the Greatest Royal Rumble. They do the match, and Shinsuke low blows him or whatever, and the ref is down. Ref wakes up, and AJ's infuriated. He low blows Shinsuke, he gets DQ'd. Shinsuke calls him a fucking coward for getting DQ'd and saving his title. They go to the next pay-per-view, they do the match, and the finish is Nakamura fakes the low blow. AJ pleads with the ref, Nakamura pins him with the Kinshasa, wins the title. That would have been fucking great. Instead, they've done all of this stupid bullshit here, leading to what I guess is going to be a last man standing match. So, you know, they'll hit each other in the balls, they'll both fall down, the person with the tougher balls ends up as a champion. Sweet.
I can give some advice to both gentlemen. Get a Diamond MMA cup if you had the chance. Remember, Brian, it saved me against Ethan Page.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Ethan Page, by the way, is going for that Black Label Pro title.
Yeah, cool.
So title. You could get that belt back from this guy. I have a lot of faith, especially if I'm in your corner. But anyway, the other thing I noted about this match was that Nakamura took like 80% of this match, which is very rare. That a heel who is going to win is going to absolutely completely. He got the entire heat. AJ starts to come back, and Nakamura just cut him off again, and he beat his ass, and he beat his ass, and he beat his ass. AJ got a little bit, and then Nakamura did the finish and the Kinshasa and beat him. So very, very dominant win for Nakamura here. He kicked the shit out of him a few times. It was awesome. Yeah, very, very good match, and now I guess we'll wait until they announce whatever goofy stip they're going to have for the Money in the Bank. I'm over it.
Pole on a pole.
Sure, yeah. And then whoever wins it can ram the guy in the nuts with his pole.
How about loser has to watch Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star?
Good segue. You want to begin or should I?
You know what? This is the second time that I've seen this movie. I'll start off with a small anecdote.
Okay.
I was in New Jersey. My ex-girlfriend was working at a trade show at the time in New York City, so I accompanied her. And I had some time to kill before I could check into the hotel in Newark. So I went to a mall across the street from the hotel. And it was like 9, 10 a.m. The only thing I could do, or I could think of to do, was to watch a movie. So I chose Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. And I was the only person in that theater. And quite frankly, I think that's why I stayed the whole time, just to have some peace and quiet. Because if there had been somebody else in there, I would have been so embarrassed that I would have left.
So this movie starts, and it's a Happy Madison production.
Well, you know, which is funny. I just saw Adam Sandler on Saturday in concert.
Really? How about that?
Yes. My wife took me as a surprise, and just 2 days before, on the radio, they were talking about Adam Sandler, because I guess he has a new special or something on Netflix. And I'm like, Adam Sandler, that guy sucks. He hasn't been funny in 20 years. His movies suck. Grown Up sucked. I was just bad-mouthing him because I had no idea she had gotten the tickets.
Oh, man.
So then we went, and she's like, oh, you know, real nervous. And I made a face as soon as I saw what it was, but there was no opener announced, and out walks Rob Schneider.
Huh.
So I was super excited about that, and he was great. And Adam Sandler turned out to be awesome as well, except for the fact he has a song called UFC Ears, in which he badmouths.
He had to have done this just because you were there.
He badmouths, degrades, denigrates the Brotherhood of Cauliflower Ears. I was distraught, upset.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, your wife didn't know he was going to sing that song. So anyway, it's a Happy Madison production. So I knew that Adam Sandler was involved. But, like, am I the only one who it took, like, 25 minutes to figure out that Bucky Larson wasn't played by fucking Adam Sandler?
No, that was Nick Swardson.
It was, but when you put the fucking outfit on and the mannerisms and everything.
Oh, come on.
Oh, get out of here. I thought for sure it was Adam Sandler.
You're blind.
I am blind. I was blind.
Why the hell would I want to even team with some scrub who can't see?
Oh, get
You'd be
out of here.
hitting me.
Anyway.
Is that why you hit me at Future Stars of Wrestling?
Dude, this is all in the past.
See?
Let's talk about this stupid movie.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to save you all the time. I'm going to tell you everything that happens in this movie, all right? Don't turn it off. The spoilers are fine, because you're never going to watch this fucking movie. Do you understand me?
I've got a whole rundown that I want to talk through. I took notes. You're going to fucking just cut me off?
All right, go for it.
Okay.
I can't believe I have to relive this again.
It opens with some scenes from our local Midwest towns, including a nice gentleman rubbing peanut butter on his genitals and letting sheep lick him.
You're already laughing. You like this movie.
I did not.
Oh, bullshit.
It's atrocious. Our first shot of Bucky Larson, the star, is, of course, at the supermarket where he works. Bucky, ironically named due to his two protruding front teeth. The early dialogue is more egregious and worse than anything you've ever seen on Raw. And he gets fired for, well, I'm not even sure what he got fired for, but the nice old lady, Mrs. Bozabop, gave him some encouragement. So we then cut to a scene where we first meet his parents. They're typical Midwestern folk, complete with accent. And after some corny jokes, Bucky decides he's going to go to his friend Dale's house. So Dale, along with some other XPW fans, have gathered in the basement to watch a porno. And they find out that indeed Bucky himself has never masturbated. And they convince him to rub one out while they all watch and talk him through it. And they eventually realize that the film they're all playing pocket pool to is indeed starring Bucky's parents. Brian, jump in whenever you got something to say.
I got nothing to say till the end.
You got nothing? I got to go through this whole thing without you saying anything?
You asked for it. I was just going to give it all away.
So Bucky returns home and calls them out for starring in these movies as Jim Sprazium and Rosie Bush. We find out they've been in 86 different movies, which they then display the memorabilia to Bucky in the attic. And Bucky believes that his destiny is to be a star, much like his parents. And despite promises of long days and lots of chafing, Bucky is undeterred and fires up as he boards the bus cross-country to L.A. He gets there.
You're making this movie sound so much better than it is, but continue.
He gets to a peep shop, tries to find his way in front of a camera, but gets sent on his way to the valley. And after a doll tells him to fart in its mouth, he embarks on a journey. His first stop is at a diner where he first encounters Kathy, his waitress. And after prodding fun at a homeless man together, they watched as he struggled on for his last breaths while choking. Brian, back me up. That's what happened.
Christina Ricci was awesome in this movie. She's gorgeous. Can I throw that in there?
Bucky was planning on sleeping in the bushes, it appeared, but instead, the aforementioned Christina Ricci, aka Kathy, brings him and gets him a room in the same complex as her. His roommate, Gary, total prick, weirdo, but he sets out to star in movies regardless. And he ends up at a mac and cheese audition where he's seemingly going to get the part, but instead masturbates furiously, including tickling his anus with his finger during the act. He somehow talks to the director outside and goes to a party with him later on after explaining that his parents were former stars Jim Sprazium and Rosie Bush. After getting some phallics shoved in his face and panicking, they were dildos. Bucky retreats and we cut to Dante, who was in Grandma's Boy. Huh?
Never mind.
Dante, who's the weed dealer from Grandma's Boy, appears once again in this movie, listening to a story about the genesis of porn star Dick Shadow. Bucky then brought to meet Dick Shadow, who convinces Bucky to show his genitals. We're meant to believe at first that Bucky's well endowed or has 2 members or something. But after Dick presents him to the entire party on a rooftop, we found out that Bucky just has a huge bush and a little wiener. And he gets thrown off the roof into a pool. Guaranteed pop.
It's true. It's the only good thing on the show. He got tossed into the water.
So Bucky runs into porn director Miles Deep, who had been denied entry to the Dick Shadow party. And at the diner, or he runs into him at the diner and is offered the chance to film some video later on tonight. He goes to do so, and before the co-star can even get her puppies, and that is the term that they used, puppies out, Bucky unleashes a blistering barrage of ball-blowing blasts to the room. They dismiss him and are unsure of what to do with the footage. Bucky walks Kathy to work, finds out her dream is to be a waitress. We learn she was once hired at a 5-star restaurant, but dropped a large tray of soups on an old lady who then had to be choppered to a burn unit, and ever since then she's been unable to even look at large trays. He's also then, in the diner, told by the director Miles Deep that his genitals are too small to be in front of the camera. So then, after much urging, Miles tries to sell others on Bucky as a star for the man with a small penis, as he becomes the most emailed clip on youpube.net. Others don't agree with the height of Bucky's glass ceiling and rebuff him, other directors. So Miles shoots a scene with him regardless, and Bucky apparently ejaculates 5 times before the female star even disrobes. However, even with this footage, an investors meeting for the film goes horribly wrong. Some Vietnamese guys invest anyways, and Bucky indeed finds stardom as relationship help. His penis is minuscule and appearance so hideous to the point that women who were once repulsed by their niblet-endowed boyfriends are now enticed by them. And he and Kathy meet the owner of a high-end restaurant as well, who gives them his card, allowing Kathy's waitressing career to fire back and show signs of life. Bucky goes to the 15th Adult Film Awards, hosted by Pauly Shore, with his now girlfriend Kathy. Steven Storm, Mike Thunder, Jeffrey Lightning, and Bucky Larson are among the nominees for Best Newcomer, which Bucky wins. He then wins such awards, setting records, 12 awards in the night. Some of them including Biggest Load, Best Bush, Best Taint, Male Genitals of the Year. And in the melee of gold, Dick Shadow attempts to put a rest hold on Kathy as Bucky is gone, but she thwarts his offense with some jabs of her own. So after the show, Kathy looks for the hot tag in front of the Vegas lights. Bucky obliges, and after she reveals she was also a virgin, they engage in the most sacred of human acts. And he awakes only to have Kathy act as if she were an RKO and hit Bucky out of nowhere with the news that after she got a tiny taste for the very first time, she wants some new dong in her life. So after much urging and pleading by Miles and J-Day, another director, a new film series is set in which Bucky will star in actually sleeping with the girls. So they begin the film shoot, and right as Bucky is about to unleash his chick PP, Miles Deep cuts the shoot and lays a load on Bucky. He informs him that the night of the awards, he ran into Kathy downstairs and informed her Bucky was going to start sleeping with the girls. He couldn't allow it to go on any longer. He informs her of what he said, the reason why she left. She did not want to impede Bucky's future stardom. The director sends Bucky away. He goes to find Kathy, who is indeed on a date with Dick Shadow, and she fights off his attempts at securing a finishing blow, comes back with her own insults until Bucky arrives to make the save. They exit the restaurant and leave Dick inside as the show ends.
Or they go back to the Midwest and open up a restaurant that she works at. Listen, Tom, you made that movie sound so much better than it actually is. But you didn't lie about anything. That's what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want everybody, whoever needs a commentator, to remember that.
Yeah. Well,
I made that shit sound okay.
Okay, are you ready for my thoughts on this goddamn movie?
Yeah.
All right, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Okay? Absolutely.
No kidding.
Absolutely fucking bottom of the barrel. Now, the first, 10 minutes of this movie, I was convinced. I don't care who throws what movie out there. There will never be a worse movie than this. By the end, I'm not sure it was worse than Battlefield Earth. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's better than Battlefield Earth. Because Battlefield Earth had things where, how the fuck did they teleport to another planet? I still don't know. Everything is as horrible as this movie was, and this was a goddamn horrible movie. Everything made sense from start to finish. And you know what? I was sitting last night when this movie ended, and I went and I looked at some of the reviews. It got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that. Just fucking obliterated in the reviews. Lost a shit ton of money. 6 Razzies, which are 6 less than the number of awards that Bucky Larson won at the Porn Awards. I'm reading all this and I'm thinking, what the fuck have I done with my fucking life? Not that I watched this movie, but that as bad as this movie was, it was so much better than Tuesday's Nitro that I watched. It ain't even close. I'd watch, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I'd watch this movie again before I would watch that Nitro from Tuesday night again. I have subjected myself to so much horrible fucking wrestling television in my lifetime that I can sit here in front of what is it is one of the worst movies of all time. It's not you saying this. This is a known fact. This is one of the worst movies ever made. And when it was over, I was like, I'd watch that again before I watched Nitro. And I thought, what the fuck have I done with my life? I'm sitting here going, God damn, Christina Ricci is really hot. I'm going, God damn, Don Johnson's doing a pretty fucking good job in this fucking horrible movie right here. I'm finding things in this movie that are not terrible. I can barely do that watching Nitro most weeks.
I would say,
there was not one thing in this movie, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, where you're like, why did that happen? Every character in this movie was consistent from beginning to end. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why that guy put peanut butter on his balls at the beginning.
Well, because he's in the fucking farm and he wants the goats to give him a BJ. Hello? That fucking makes sense. It's goddamn stupid. If my wife would have walked in, I'd probably be homeless right now. But still, there was an internal logic to why he put peanut butter in his fucking cock. Okay? I can't get any of that when I watch Nitro. This is what my life has come to.
There were two jokes I liked. It was one. Don Johnson goes like, "This is what all small cock guys been waiting for years," and his assistant goes, "How do you know?"
Never mind.
Yeah. And then the other one is when Bucky won the award for best taint. Dick Shadow was so pissed. He's just like, "Ugh, I get the best taint and everybody knows it." Like, I want to steal that line. I want that to be my catchphrase. Fuck, you may have beat me. Santiago, you've beat me every time we faced off, but I have the best taint and everybody knows it.
There you go. You got something positive out of this movie. So yeah, don't watch it. Listen, everybody, don't watch this movie, okay? Just because I said that Nitro is worse than this movie doesn't mean this movie's good, okay? Just because I said that it makes sense from beginning to end, just because I say that every character has an internal logic that is unwavering throughout the film, doesn't mean it's good, okay? It just means it's better than horrible pro wrestling, which to this day remains the worst television I've ever seen in my life. That's what I gotta say about this.
All right.
Maybe if I'd watched like a good Raw Nitro and then watch this movie, I'd have a different. But I mean, those two shows we watched on Tuesday. If you haven't heard that show yet, I fucking
watched
ready to
MLW
quit.
and then I watched this.
Jesus Christ Almighty! It's so fucking horrible. And then I watched this and it was like, this was a step up. Terrible though. Let's do this chopping block. Now everyone's gonna come up with more movies. Oh, you want to see a really bad movie, Brian? No, I don't. I'm over this. I did this because Brian Resnick said that he would donate $100 fucking to Whale Scout if I watched this movie. I did this for my wife. That's why I watched this movie. Not going to be a regular thing on the shows. Do you understand? We're not trying to find the bottom of the barrel here. It's been found, and it's called Nitro.
I was thinking we could watch a match from this day in history.
It's not a bad
every
idea.
week, right? Just one match.
Yeah, I haven't done the poll yet. I was so stricken by having to watch this movie that I did not do the poll. Ironically, it had been a small poll. Who do you want to chop this week? Can we chop Cass again?
I mean, I guess. I think I had somebody. I mean, what about Jake Constantino? Did he just get chopped?
I mean, I think the obvious is we just got to get rid of Primo. Like, he's still here. There's no point for him even being here. I mean, we could chop him and one more, but I think Primo's just got to go. Like, what's he going to do? You want to hear who I want to chop? I don't want to chop him. I feel bad chopping him. But if we get rid of Primo and we actually have to chop a name here on this show...
We can do whatever we want.
Okay, I'm afraid it's got to be Aiden English.
Why? He did nothing.
Well, he's going to do nothing. So
why are we getting rid of him?
Because,
Let's give him a chance to do nothing.
He has no chance of winning. Do you understand? None. So we may as well just get rid of him now and move on. Then, like, everybody else we got is actually, like, a mid-carder or above. If we get rid of Primo and Aiden English...
Oh, shit.
Who?
Lana? She been chopped?
She's still on here? Yeah, she is still on here, yeah.
But mid-carder, are you kidding me? We just got a whole bunch of new bums.
Yeah, but they're gonna be separating Aiden from Rusev.
Well,
and they're gonna be putting Lana back with Rusev.
They haven't done it yet.
Well, if you want to wait, we can, but I'm telling you, dude. There's also R-Truth, who isn't even on the show. I'm not even sure he actually has been drafted, but he's listed here.
Paige.
I don't think Paige is eligible.
Why not?
Well, I guess she got drafted and Brian didn't add her. I don't want to chop her, though. She's great.
Since when?
You don't think Paige is doing a good job?
We talked about how bad that segment was earlier. What are you talking about?
That wasn't her fault. She was there with Sonya and Mandy, and it was badly written.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you take this one.
I'm gonna do Primo Cologne and Aiden English.
Chop a couple people. Go for it.
Both of them. They're out of here. Aiden English and Primo Cologne. I'm sorry, but you have been chopped. That's it. Well, are you ready?
For what?
Fucking announcement, dude. Kirby's got an announcement here.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and play it, whatever.
You don't sound very excited. You don't have faith
What
in
about
Kirby?
Renee? Can we chop her too?
No, not Renee. She's doing a
Why
good
not?
job.
She got yelled at.
Actually, she's already been chopped anyway because the entire announcing and backstage crew were already chopped.
You chopped all of them?
Yeah, every single one of them.
All right.
We went on a spree. All right, you ready for this thing?
Yeah, let's give it a listen.
All right, here we go. This is from Kirby the Voice, Black Label Pro. This is his... It's not just his, it's mine. Okay? It's now or never. Here we go.
I'm at my wit's end with you, Brian Alvarez. You're killing me.
You're killing me, Kirby.
You didn't like those.
So it's hypertension.
Gave you 3 more names. You didn't like those. I'm trying to make your comeback into professional wrestling as amazing as it can possibly be and have it here at Black Label Pro. So not to worry. My final offer, and what I think is the greatest tag team of all time in professional wrestling. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. It's your last offer.
The fucking Rock and Roll Express?
Are they alive?
The Rock and Roll Express are available? I'm in. Come on, Tom. It's Robert and Ricky. Rock and roll all night long, baby.
See, they were a big deal before I was born.
Oh, my God. Tom, you can't start cutting promos before you accept the match.
No shit. I haven't accepted the match. What do I care?
Dude, let's do this. The Rock and Rolls?
Yeah, why don't you run down some of their accomplishments for me?
Hey, you want me to? I know one
yeah,
fucking
that's why I
thing.
asked.
They're in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame.
Okay.
The Rock and Roll Express. Are you ready? Let's see how many of these boxes they check.
Okay.
All right, here we go. They are All-Star Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Which, by the way, neither of us are. Continental Wrestling Association. AWA Southern Tag Team titles twice. CWA Tag Team titles once. CWA World Tag Team titles once. NWA World Tag Team Champions 4 times. NWA World Tag Team Champions from the Korean Pro Wrestling Association. Mid-South Tag Team Champions 3 times. NWA World Tag Team Champions in the NWA Hall of Fame Class of 2006 for the National Wrestling Alliance. MACW Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling 3-time Tag Team Champions. NWA Southwest Tag Team Champions. NWA Wild Side Tag Team Champions. MSWA Southern Tag Team Champs. Pro Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Champs. Pro Wrestling Elite Tag Team Champs. PWI Tag Team of the Year. Number 4 in the best 100 tag teams of all time in PWI. Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions. TCW, UCW.
If they were number 4, why aren't we holding out for number 1?
That's PWI. Number 1's probably dead. NWA World Tag Team Champions. USWA World Tag Team Champions. Viral Pro Wrestling. World Organization of Wrestling. WWE Hall of Fame Class of 2017 and the Wrestling Observer Newsletter 2014 class. Tom! This is once in a lifetime, dude. The Rock and Roll Express. Think about this, Tom. Chop and roll. Chop and roll. Chop and roll. I can hear it now.
All right. Brian, Kirby. I'm in, and I have the best taint, and everybody knows it.
Hallelujah! When's it taking place? We'll find out next week?
I don't know. The hell are you asking me?
Well, all right,
for?
Kirby, we're in. You got us. The Rock and Roll Express versus the Chop and Roll Express. Coming to a town near you. Unless we can come up with a better name.
That's what we're going with.
I don't know.
We came up with about 5,000 names that we could use in the future, but
I had so many potential team names, but I got to talk to my attorney about it. We got some good ideas. You actually came up with the best idea, but we got to make sure it's legally cleared first. Should we come back? We are coming back. When we come back. I feel like AJ Styles. It ain't if, it's when.
So they're in. They've accepted. Do they know what they're getting themselves into?
They fucking better have accepted.
Do
He
they know
offered
what
that.
the UFC is? They got to fight one of them there cage fighters, man.
That's goddamn right. They're gonna fight one of these cage fighters and his little buddy. Dude, it's gonna be awesome. Listen, I'll talk to Kirby. Everybody, we'll get a date and a time. We'll announce it next week here on this show, and you got to get your tickets because there ain't gonna be a Rock and Roll Express after this match at Black Label Pro.
Brian,
Yes.
before we go,
Yeah.
there's one thing Kirby said in that promo. He said, I'm going to offer to you what I consider to be the greatest tag team of all time. So
Yeah.
why did he waste our time?
God damn
Those
if
3
I
other
know.
weeks.
I've been talking about that for 3 fucking weeks now.
So you know what, Brian? Kirby the Voice, you are the geek of the week.
And
baby.
you have been chopped!